G'day and welcome back to 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. Today we have Morrissey's seventh studio album, which was regarded as many people as being a comeback album. If you're not familiar with the word or the name Morrissey, or you're not familiar with him, he was the lead singer and one of the songwriters for the band The Smiths. If you don't know them still, which I'll put a link to one of their most well-known songs, which is How Soon Is Now, which was famously featured on that TV show Charmed. It wasn't actually them singing it. It wasn't him singing it, but it is their song, and it sounded very much the same as them anyway. So this is a little bit of a different album. I was not at all expecting what I heard when I listened to this album. Now, I was sort of in two minds what to tell you about it. Should I play a bit of the first song before I start commenting? But I'll just sort of give you a little bit of a background. So I've already told you it's a comeback album. The other thing is he had Jerry Finn is the producer. And if you don't know him, he's well known for, look, a lot of people know him for Green Day, Blink-182 and Offspring, amongst many things. He's been around a long time. But weirdly enough, the first band that I think he ever worked with as an engineer was a pop band called Colour Me Bad, which sounds absolutely nothing like any of these. So should give you a bit of an idea what he is capable of. The people on the album, I don't know them by name, but and some of them have worked with Morrissey for years as co-songwriters. He's got, I think it's pronounced Alain White, was guitar backing vocals, Boz Booler guitar, I don't know why I said it like that. Gary Day is on bass guitars. Now, here's what happened when I listened to this first song. I thought I'll tell you now rather than playing it so you can sort of maybe have a similar experience. For me, what happened was I was listening to this album. I got in the car and I was driving to town, and that's about a 30-minute trip for me. And as I said, I knew nothing about this album. I know who Morrissey is, absolutely. And I saw it was 2004, so okay. He was in the Smiths in the late 80s or mid-80s or whatever. So, I sort of had a rough idea. It might be his fourth or fifth album. It was out by about two. That's all I knew. But I don't know why, but I just didn't expect the way that it sounded. I've given you a lot more of an idea how it's going to sound to you based on the producer alone. But the weird thing happened to me. Now, I always say that a good drummer you don't even notice, but an awesome drummer kicks you in the face really fucking hard. And that's exactly what happened to me. But I was in a hurry. I couldn't pull over and look up who it was. So I'm driving for 30 minutes, frothing at the mouth, just listening to this drumming going, who the hell is this? And I'm going through all of the names, all of the studio drummers that I can think of that could possibly sound like that. And I'm eliminating them going, oh, well, it can't be that person. It can't be Jeff Beccaro because he's dead and he doesn't quite sound like that. There was Jonathan Moffat. Didn't quite sound like him. I came up with Omar Hakim. He famously played for David Bowie. His most famous drum beat is Let's Dance by David Bowie, if you know that. I was starting to think maybe it's him, but I wasn't sure. And I'm like, but I tell you what, I know this drumming. I know I've heard this before. In my mind, his fills are predictable to me because I know he's drumming. It's not that he's a predictable drummer, this guy. I haven't said who it is yet. And I thought, it's either someone I know really well and I'm going to kick myself when I find out who it was. Like sometimes when, a lot of the times I can pick Jeff Beccaro in a song, and then other times when I find out it's him, I'm like, how did I not see that? But that's just how it goes. It's because Jeff is my favourite drummer. But I thought, the other thought I had was that it'll be a drummer that I'm sleeping on, and I'm like, oh, crap. And I'm like, oh no, I want to know. I want to know if it's some drummer I'm sleeping on because I need to recognise them. So when I finally got to my destination, I looked up Dean Butterworth. I hadn't heard of him, right? But I do know him because he's the drummer now for Good Charlotte. He grew up in England. I think he was 10 or 12 or something like that. His stepfather was previous. I think he still was a drummer for like I think I might have this wrong, but it might have been Tina Turner or something like that. So to be playing for Tina Turner or one of those maybe Cher, I can't remember who it was now. That's the kind of training this guy got at quite a young age. His stepfather, and he speaks highly of his stepfather. I've seen half of an interview of Dean Butterworth. He seems like a really, really cool guy. He believes in being nice at all times and stuff. And I'm pretty sure he's still a drummer in Good Charlotte. But he joined on that album. Is it called Good Morning Revival? Hang on. Yeah, on Good Morning Revival. And now, have a listen to the class of this drumming.
They were together all that time. He was taking her for granted. She wants to see if there's more than he gave. She's looking for because
that was what I was hearing. I'm like that. Was the drumming in Morrissey reminded me of this, but I don't know if you know that song. I just wanted to give you an idea. That's the album he joined. That's the kind of music from then on that he played. That is probably my favourite Good Charlotte album. So, let's get into it. You're the Quarry, the first song. Now, you might want to help me out with this. I'm not real good at interpreting lyrics. Maybe you can help me out and sort of give me an idea what he's on about.
America, your head's too big, because America, your belly's too big, and I love you, I just wish you'd stay where you in America, the land of the free, they said, and of opportunity, in a just and a truthful way. But where the president is never black, female or gay, and until that day, you've got nothing to say to me to help me believe. Oh, in America, it brought you the hamburger. Oh, well, America, you know where you can shove your hamburger. And don't you wonder why in Estonia they say, hey you big fat pig, you fat pig, you fat pig.
Yep. Oh, that was a joke, by the way. I absolutely know what he's getting at. I just thought that'd be a little bit funny. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess we know what he thinks of America. Except at the end here, this repeats over and over at the end of the song. I love you, I love you, I love you. He keeps saying it over and over. So, if you're not familiar with Morrissey up until now or his lyrics, he is well known for this kind of thing. So, now you know. So, the next song is Irish Blood, English Heart.
Irish blood, English heart, this I'm made of. There is no one on earth I'm afraid of, and no regime
if you, I don't know how much you absorbed from the introduction of this album that I was talking about, the drummer, but I was led to believe this was a studio drummer. I still think that he is, based on what work that he's done, even though he's in Good Charlotte. He definitely plays like a studio drummer. And if you notice, like studio musicians in general, what they tend to do is try to stay out of way of the vocals and accentuate the parts of the song that need accentuating, and he absolutely does that. But I've definitely, the guitar work at the start, all the way through this song, the guitar work is so tastefully done. They're using, I think, a slapback kind of delay at the start of the song, and then just the way that it launches in, just very tastefully done, very, very well played. So, and I'm not even talking about the singing. The lyrics you definitely notice. Anyway, get back into it.
Are sick to death of Labour and Tories, and spit upon the name Oliver Cromwell, and denounce this royal line that's still saluting and will salute him.
Look, I've got to stop somewhere. That song in so many ways just, whoa, I just really stuck out to me. And I think it's interesting that I've got this rock vibe in my head, but it doesn't have heavy guitar like what a rock song has. So, that's really cool. I like how that's been done. Moving on to the next song, I have Forgiven Jesus. Yeah, help me out. No idea what this song's about.
I was a good kid. I wouldn't do you no harm. I was a nice kid with a nice paper round. Forgive me any pain I may have brought to you. With God's help, I know I'll always be near to you. But Jesus hurt me when he deserted me. But I have forgiven Jesus for all the desire he placed in me when there's nothing I can do with this desire. I was a good kid.
I've also got to say, as I said, I haven't spoken about his singer. He does have a pretty unique sounding voice that you could pretty much pick out of any song. The way he sings, obviously sings with emotion. He believes in what he's singing. And that desire, the way, if you listen to it again, or when you're listening to it on your own and you hear the way he sings that bit desire, that is just really striking. Yeah, I'll see if there's anything else. It's like lyrically, it's worth listening to the whole thing. It's quite in your face. Again, he's really well known for this kind of thing.
Understand, but Jesus hurt me when he deserted me. But
yeah, so this is the bit that I wanted to say. Like as you can probably see from some of this is very controversial, the stuff that he has to say. He's well known for this, so I'll click on it and listen to this bit.
Monday, humiliation. Tuesday, suffocation. Wednesday, condescension. Thursday is pathetic. By Friday, life has killed me.
And then he goes on to,
why did you give me so much desire when there is nowhere I can go to offload this desire?
Yep, I think you get the picture. I'm sure religious people didn't like that one bit. And quite frankly, he did not give a shit. And so moving on to Come Back to Camden.
There is something I wanted to tell you. It's so funny, you'll kill yourself laughing. But then I look around and I remember that I am alone, alone, forevermore. The tile yard all along the railings, up a discolored dark brown staircase. Here you'll find despair and I calling to you with what's left of my heart, forevermore. Thoughts and here is the very last plea from my heart, forevermore. Where taxi drivers never stop talking.
Yeah, I think that gives you a pretty good idea. That song, I like that kind of thing. How you got the, not every song sounding the same. This song takes a step back. It's piano, it's not very rock sounding, and like the other ones, which I think it's a good way to have an album. It gets boring. It can get boring when every song is a rock song with a verse and a chorus, and it's all the same. And the next song is his apology song.
On returning, I can't believe this world is still turning. The pressure's on, because the pleasure hasn't gone. And I'm not sorry for the things I've done. And I'm not looking for just anyone. On competing, oh, when will this tired heart stop beating? It's all a game. Existence is only a game. And
Also, I always crap on about this, if you're listening on a decent sound system or headphones, proper headphones, you will be able to hear that really cool bass line in the background there that's just coming in and stopping and starting and just fitting in absolutely perfectly with the song. Well, okay, I take it back. I guess he isn't sorry at all. So we'll move on to the next song. The world is full of crashing balls. No idea what this one's about.
you must be wondering how the boy next door turned out. Have a care, but don't stare, because he's still there, lamenting. Policemen, silly women, taxmen, uniformed whore. They who wish to hurt you work within the law. This world is full, so full of crashing balls. And I must be one, 'cause no one ever turns to me to say, take me in your arms, take me in your arms.
I don't know about you, but it's difficult to not start thinking, oh, what's going on here? But bear in mind one thing before you start assuming this is all his perspective. Two things. First of all, every single song in here is co-written between him and one of the guitarists. And number two, he's known for doing this, like putting these lyrics that people ask him about, and he's like, oh, that's not about me, or that's, I'm just, sharing thoughts or whatever. So I don't know whether he writes really what he thinks, and then just when people ask about him, he denies it. But it's just apparently something about him. But notice he's saying, I don't often talk about lyrics, but the lyrics he's saying, the world is full of crashing bores. I must not be one because nobody says, hey, I love you. But there's a bit where he sort of says, yeah, here we go.
I am not one. I am not one. You don't understand. You don't understand.
So you can see there that he's, again, this is a weird song. I actually don't understand this one really, because it starts like saying, the world's full of crashing bores. I must be one because nobody takes me in their arms and loves me. And now he's saying, no, I'm not a crashing bore. You don't understand. Anyway, look, don't want to get too much into the lyrics of a song, but I just sort of, the way the lyrics are done and also the way that the vocals are recorded and the way he pronounces things, it makes it very easy to understand what he's saying. A lot of songs, I have to actually look the lyrics up, right? A lot of the time, okay, what are they saying? I haven't looked a single, up until now, you've seen me on the screen here showing the lyrics. I haven't looked one up and I haven't needed to because it's spoken so clearly. It's very obvious what he's saying, which I think is clearly deliberate. So move on to the next song. How can anybody possibly know how I feel? That bit of the guitar exactly sounds like Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Also, I just got to point out something about the guitar there without getting too much into the technicality of it. In every chord of a guitar, you've got like the low strings and the high strings. And that what you just heard there, that that was like the Beatles song, Here Comes the Sun, that I was just talking about. But that chord, those chords at the start of this song, it's basically the high notes stay the same, but you can hear the low notes walking up. So it's going da 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 da. But it's the same. Pretty much the high notes of the chord are the same. So it's just something you don't even have to be a guitarist to appreciate that, but it sounds cool.
She told me she loved me, which means she must be insane. I've had my face dragged in 15 miles of shit, and I do not like it. So how can anybody say they know how I feel? The only one around here who is me. They said they respect me, which means their judgment is crazy. I've had my face dragged in 15 miles of shit, and I do not like it. So how can anybody say they know how I feel?
The other thing I was trying to demonstrate there's these two guitars. There's one that's like hitting these open big chords, ringing out, and there's the other one was going dun, 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 over the top of that. It had a sort of kind of an Oasis kind of. At one stage, I actually, while I was listening to in the car, particularly that big open sounding that wow guitar, I thought, geez, it sounds like Noel Gallagher from Oasis playing that. But you know.
The voices memories of the real and the imagined cry. The future is passing you by. The future is passing you by. So how can anybody...
Yeah, it continues along the same, but not a boring song. I think that's a really cool song. Really, really grabs me, that, as do a lot of them. So we'll reluctantly move on to the first of the gang to die.
Los Angeles, you are too hot.
You have never been in love until you've seen the stars reflect in the reservoir. And you have never been in love until you've seen the dawn rise behind the home for the blind. We are the pretty, petty things, and you're standing on our street.
Again, I'll point out, even though I'm looking at the lyrics, what I'm listening for there, I commented about the drummer doing a great job of staying out of the way of the vocals, but accentuating the other parts of the song. Notice the guitar's doing the same kind of thing here.
Where Hector was the first of the gang with a gun in his hand, and the first to do time, the first of the gang to die. Oh my, Hector was the first of the gang with a gun in his hand, and the first to do time, the first of the gang to die. Oh my.
So the bit that I was commenting on, this happens to be a lot. I'll comment on something and then the song will change, because although I don't know if you realise that I don't spend that much time studying these albums, it probably sounds like I do, but I actually don't. I listen to them a few times, pick out things, and then as I'm listening to it on camera, I'm on the go, on the fly, I'm trying to recall and listen in real time, go, oh, yep, this is what I need to talk about. I don't rehearse any of this. So, yeah, if you think, oh, wow, he hasn't studied the songs very well, you're right, I haven't. So we'll move on to Let Me Kiss You.
There's a place in the sun for anyone who has the will to chase one, and I...
See, what I'm trying to show you there, that's what I talked about earlier, about how the musicians in this album, and really good studio musicians, do what these guys are doing. He sings and then they'll do their chord. They try to do the stuff in between the vocals.
I think I found mine. Yes, I do believe I have found mine. So close your eyes and think of someone you physically admire, and let me kiss you. Oh, let me kiss you. Oh.
That is hilarious. Sorry, it's hilarious. Close your eyes, think of someone you physically admire, and then let me kiss you. That is so fucking funny. And then, because I guess the lyrics are, I don't know, they're designed to be provocative. I guess the way it was being written is to have the effect it's having on me. And then it goes to this.
But then you open your eyes and you see someone that you physically despise. But my heart is open, my heart.
Sorry, I didn't mean, it shouldn't cut off the end of a note like that, because he does finish, his vibrato is very wide and very distinctive, and I like the way that he finishes his notes off. I cut it off. But, look, Now he's saying, now open your eyes and see someone you physically despise. You could read a lot into this, but as I said, it's very difficult because there's multiple people writing the songs, and he rarely admits to anything from what I've read. So the next song is All the Lazy Dykes.
Cross on at the ponds, then legs astride their bikes. Indigo burns on their arms. One sweet day, an emotional world. Be good to yourself, and you'll come and join the girl. All the lazy dykes, they pity how you live. Just somebody's wife. And you give, and you give, and you give, give and you give. And one sweet day, an emotional world, you will be good to yourself, and you'll come and join the girls. Touch me.
Yeah, that's cool too. Different to all the other songs, of course. And then the second last song, I Like You.
With you, you were going through something I had just about scraped through. Why'd you think I let you get away with the things you say to me? Could it be I like you? It's so shameful of me. Ever knew or have spoken to resembles you. This is good or bad, all depending on my general mood. Why'd you think I let you get away with all the things you say to me? Could it be I like you? It's so shameful of me, I like you.
I really like the way that guitar part is played in that. I'll attempt to demonstrate what I'm talking about, because you've got playing the chord like that, but then you've also got this scratching thing you probably hear, and it's just simply, this is not how you would play it, but it's essentially the same as what I'm doing here, just resting your hands on. And so what that, not an open chord, but if you're playing like an A chord like this, and there's a lot of that happening right in that spot, which, like, it's done very tastefully. I think it's really cool.
Magistrates who spend their lives hiding their mistakes, they look look at you and I, and envy makes them cry. Envy makes them cry. Forces of containment, they shove their fat.
So they shove their fat faces into mine. I'm starting to think he's a bit fattest. I hope I don't meet Morrissey one day. I'm trying to think, was this the one? Oh, yeah. This. So I'm trying not to laugh loudly into the microphone. This is what... Look what he says here.
It's so shameful of me. You're not right in the head, and nor am I, and this is why you're not right in the head.
My God. I don't know if I'm just easily amused. I probably am, but I think that is quite funny lyrics. So we'll move on to the last song. You know I couldn't last.
Whispering may hurt you, but the printed word might kill you. The whispering may hurt you, but the printed word might kill you.
If you're wondering what I'm doing now, I'm trying to indicate that guitar sound. It's just really, again, this nice, lovely open chord being played with, I think, a phasing effect, which sort of makes it go, wow, like that. That's what I was trying to indicate, and getting it like out of time, because, again, I haven't rehearsed or, got to know the songs exceptionally well.
Don't let the blue eyes fool you. They're just gelignite loaded and aiming right between your eyes. CDs and t-shirts, promos, God knows. Oh, you know I couldn't last. Someone please take me home. The teenagers.
Well, that took a turn, didn't it? And I really like that when someone does that. They put a big dynamic, or that was heavy, in the middle of a song, especially the way the pace of this song is going. I think that fitted really well.
Who love you? They will wake up, yawn, and kill you. The teenagers who love you, they will wake up, yawn, and kill you.
The teenagers who love you, they will wake up, yawn, and kill you. Fucking hell.
So don't let the blue eyes fool you. They're just gelignite loaded and aiming right between your eyes. CDs and t-shirts, promos, God knows. Oh, you know I couldn't last. Someone please take me home. There's a cash register ringing and it weighs so heavy on my back. Someone please take me home. The critics who
say the dynamics of that song are amazing. I just can't get look. This sometimes some albums like there's lyrically it really stands out. A lot of country albums, a lot of country songs can be like that. The lyrics are more important than the song. You think that the message or the story is what they're all about. I'm not, this is a little bit of a different concept, but it's one of those. To me, it's one of those rare occasions where for everything's sort of grabbing, it has an ability to grab you. The way the songs are done, the way the lyrics are written, the way the lyrics are sung. There's a lot to take in, and there's a lot of stuff that I've missed. I have a confession that anyone who watches my videos, you might be watching this in future. Look, I've only got, at this point of me recording this video, I only have 10 followers. So I say only, I appreciate the ones that I have, and I've got one, Brian. Hello, Brian. Who religiously watches all my videos and comments and gives me great feedback, negative or positive. He's not afraid to tell it straight, which I love. So, yeah, I'm in the middle of autistic burnout. So if you're watching this in future, you look back and if the video is decline in quality from album 1 to this one, that's why. With other aspects of my life, I don't think I could concentrate this hard, but because music is my special interest as an autistic person, I guess that's why not only am I able to keep doing these videos, it's that I want to, despite the fucking difficulties I've had. Like the previous video was Smashing Pumpkins. I uploaded it and I just didn't see this coming. If an album gets blocked, okay, cool. The album gets blocked and you just do something else. But this one, it was 2 songs got blocked and they weren't singles. I don't understand it. Why? There's 2 songs that got blocked on there and that ruined the whole video. So I had to take it down and edit it and stuff like that. So stuff like that isn't fun. And having to redo all that meant I couldn't do this video. And then now I've got to back up because, these songs are all generated by the 1001 albums generator, and I can pause it, but I just haven't done that. So I'm kind of falling behind. It's giving me an album a day. I'm behind each day. So we're at the end. We've listened to all the songs. I think I really quite like that album. As I said at the start, I was shocked and a bit surprised. I didn't say shocked, but I did say that I was surprised, and I was shocked also at how dynamic it was, how rocky it was, how well produced it is. The lyrics are a bit shocking as well. I'm not criticising him for that. And that's the thing about Morrissey. He's quite a... Look, I'll say he's an interesting character I've never met the guy, so, you only know about someone what you see in the press. And so far, sometimes I'll go on the 1001 albums generator and I will read through some of the reviews of an album after I've listened to it, after I've made my mind up, because you don't want to read reviews before, because it might influence your decision. So I try to not know as much about an album beforehand as possible. And after I'd listened to it and then seeing the reviews, people weren't really reviewing the album. It was attacks on him personally. I don't think I should repeat any of the things because I think I'm helping the people. Fine, have your views and everything. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like Morrissey. But I think honestly, I think it's going a bit far if you're going to rate the album, which is what I'm not rating it, but I'm gone through and reviewed it and talked about it and everything. And the lyrics, because it's all part of it, who he is as a person has got nothing to do with any of that. How good this album or how bad it is has nothing to do with what kind of person you or I think he is. Look, I don't know if he's ever actually done anything wrong as such, Morrissey, but we shouldn't rate their music based on who they are as a person. And once again, just to be clear, I'm not commenting at all on what kind of person Morrissey is because I don't fucking know. So simple as that. I'm not passing any judgment on him for, I've read things about him that, I can see other people mightn't like. It doesn't worry me. Anyway, so that's what I have to say about You Are the Quarry. If this video doesn't convince you to have a listen to it, well, nothing will. But otherwise, we'll end the video there, and I will thank you once again for watching.